Hi, my name is Tara. I'm a third-year pharmacy student, and you're watching the Mission RX Haiti vlog series. And this is day number 3. So today was our health screening day, which was our biggest day, probably the day we prepared the most for and we were expecting the biggest outcome for. We learned pretty quickly that in Haiti nothing goes as planned, so we were running pretty late today, and we walked into over 100 adults sitting patiently and waiting to be screened. So we kind of walked in and got right to it. We had 3 stations set up. We had a blood pressure table where we did blood pressure, heart rate, and heart and lung sounds. Despite the obvious language barrier, I still felt like it was really easy to communicate. There was really a mutual kind of respect and understanding and appreciation between us. So, even though we had the translators available, it was still really easy to kind of figure out where these people were coming from and to be able to communicate back to them, whether that was through facial expressions or, acting out what we needed to say. So this little girl was adorable, and we didn't have pediatric blood pressure cuffs, so we were kind of limited on what we could do with the children, but we were still able to do heart and lung sounds and kind of give their parents some reassurance on how they sounded. So the second station was our urinalysis station. And so we had these urinalysis strips that actually tested for, I think, 12 parameters, such as glucose, ketones, leukocytes, blood, bilirubin. So they were really useful and they gave us really good results to give back to the people. And so the third and final station, this was our consultation area, and this was Carl and Mr. Archange. And Mr. Archange, this is actually his church and his community, and he played a huge role in really organizing this and facilitating it and kind of building a level of trust between us and the community before we even arrived.
And Mr. Archange, how do you find the whole experience, the process, the project, and assisting with translating?
It's very fun, and it's a blessing for the community to have our Haitian children think about Haiti and helping us, because with that experience, I see a lot of our parents, our Haitian people, they can see if they have a problem, they can attack the problem before it got worse, and that's a big blessing. And that's a blessing for the community, for the church, and for every single one of us. And I thank you guys for that effort, and God will bless you greatly.
Thank you. And how do you feel the community, because these are people that go to your church, right? These are people that are part of your community. How do you think that they feel about, us coming in and...
As you can see, they receive it with a big open heart, because you get to see how many people who get in here already, and they've been very patient. And I talked to them this morning. I explained to them why we was kind of late, but everybody was quiet and sitting, waiting, and that's a good sign. And I see that they appreciate what you guys did for us, and I think they're waiting for more. You remember that sign? We want more. Yeah.
Do you think it's made an impact for them?
Big impact. That's a big impact for everybody who came here and for the community. And the word's gonna be spread out. The word's gonna spread out. Next time, you better have like double your team.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, with that, I'll thank you so much for you guys.
This was a really fun day, and the mood in there was just so light, and you can just feel the appreciation and how much good we were doing for this community.
So what kind of results have you been getting?
Good ones. The kids are really healthy, great hearts. The adolescents, on the other hand, a lot of them are hypertensive. We're like talking about around 190, which is like unseen in the U.S. really. So it's shocking to see that so many of them have such high blood pressures. But otherwise, lungs and heart is pretty good.
So this woman was really amazing and so helpful. She was actually writing down everyone's name and kind of keeping track of how many people we saw that day. And I think by the end it came to 122 adults, which was incredible, and it was so many more than we were even expecting and hoping for.
Mainly the results are normal, with the exception of elevated bilirubin. A few cases of elevated glucose, but so far pretty much it's normal. Just a few incidents of abnormalities, but for the most part it's been very good.
What kind of abnormalities?
High glucose and high bilirubin.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, I'm glad that we're seeing the patients, and I'm hoping that they're getting as much out as we are. And so, yeah, we're just trying to do early intervention. I feel as though I'm getting to know like a lot of different disease states that are common in the Haitian community that I didn't know, like such as GERD, as well as heartburn and respiration issues. So, yeah, so I'm just being familiarized with that and just more cultural norms and realizing that exercise is more of a everyday thing for everyone because everyone walks and climbs mountains. So it's not as they're not as sedentary as Americans are.
Mm-hmm. So you're done now?
I am done.
How do you feel?
I feel like we just went through 200 people, and it was awesome. It was really awesome, and everyone was so nice and so communicative, and it was a good experience. And patient, they waited patiently for us. They really appreciated for that.
Now it's lunchtime.
So it was lunchtime, and they actually ordered for us the most amazing sandwiches, and it tasted so good after such a long and hot day. These little girls really, really wanted us to dance, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. Jasmine ended up taking one for the team, but this was a lot of fun, and they were so adorable. And then of course Fabia and her moves, and it was like, you can't even compete with her. That night we went to the observatory, which is this amazing restaurant that looks over the city of Port-au-Prince, and there's pictures at the end, but they don't even do it justice. But that is the end of vlog number 3. Stay tuned for day 4.